More speed, more power, more distance, and a super enjoyable workout that is going to leave you wanting to do more and more golf fitness, that is going to give you huge gains on the course. How you doing, guys? Michael here at Golford, taking you through our 5 most important med ball movements that are going to translate to having more power, more speed on the golf course. Alright guys, when executing these movements, have fun. This is primal movement. This is you slamming a ball. You can get after it, you can give it as much power as you want to, as long as you take care on the specifics and make sure you execute well, guys, alright? So follow along with the next 5 movements. We'll give you a quick run through at the end in terms of how to put these workouts together, rep ranges, intensity, weight, and how you're going to then make sure you transfer it over to the course. Okay guys, so the first med ball movement that we're going to use of the 5 is the rotational wall slam. Okay, so this one obviously is going to look a lot like the golf swing, and I want you to focus as such. Okay, so I want you to think about being pretty close to your golf posture. It doesn't have to be absolutely rigid, just a pretty good position where we've got a slight hinge in the hip, slight bend at the knee. And one of the key factors here is really making sure when we turn back, and obviously work both sides, the trail side foot is creating as much pressure here as we can. So as we take that ball back, the additional weight of the ball compared to a golf club will help you get that proprioception of the weight going down into your right foot, trail foot, working both sides, going down into your trail foot, and then pushing up. That's the sequence that everybody's looking for in a swing. It's something that Rory McIlroy talks about all the time, where you load up, press, and go. It's that movement there that's going to allow us to create speed with the ball, and that's going to transfer over to the swing, guys, okay? Other than that, we want to maintain our spine angle as best we can. So when we turn, we're not just letting ourselves go this way, we're keeping our chest down over our trail quad, into that pressure position, and in a sequence, alright? We go from the lower half, through the torso, through the arms, and when you release, don't just kind of sling it. Again, focus on this being like your golf swing, guys, right? You're going to load, you're going to press off and rotate. You want to finish, just so you do with the golf swing, with your chest facing the wall completely, okay? Again, in terms of executing this, you want to be a reasonable distance where you can release and catch the ball. So we get a bit of continuity, a bit of intensity. So release, catch, press down again, make sure we get that good sequence. Don't rush it, guys, right? Be specific. Hit the movement exactly as we want to, and make sure you get the most out. As we said, guys, load into that trail side, create a sequence with that push off the ground, creating all that force, and then release with your chest into the wall. As always, guys, work both sides, because the ability to rotate and resist rotation on both sides of the swing is going to unlock all of your power potential. So, the link to your golf swing here is really very clear. This is probably the most golf swing-like movement we're going to do in our programming. We are trying to create the same movement pattern, the same release pattern, and that's going to help you directly over into your game, guys, okay? So, again, the key focus is, like when we swing, with the med ball, you're trying to really load up into that lead trail side, so you're pressing into the ground here, you're staying engaged through the quad and the glute on the trail side, loading your spine through a good position, and then just like with the ball, we're going to force off that trail leg, turn into it, release, extend, and then you're going to release through to the target as you would, guys, okay? So, using the additional weight, you're going to be able to gain extra feel, but also you're overloading the movement, so you're going to create power, speed, and a bit of strength, as well as the stability we talked about, and that is going to have a massive effect on how far you hit the ball and how good you feel during your swing. Okay guys, so the next movement is going to be the chest press, kneeling chest press, and this is really going to be hard work for your core and the ability to maintain your spine angle, alright? So nice and simple to execute. You're going to be at least arm's length away from the wall, guys, alright? Probably a little bit further. Basically, I want you to be at a distance where you can create enough force, but have the ball come right back to you, okay? I don't want to take time picking the ball up. Part of the work is catching the rebound as well, because again, it's working that same side, slightly more into the eccentric side as opposed to the concentric when we send that ball through. Okay, so reasonable distance from the wall, on both knees, and it's all about maintaining your core position as you create as much force as you can, pressing from the chest into the wall, and obviously give it 100%. Okay, like we said at the start, make sure your rep ranges, your intensity are always on point, guys, okay? On both knees, reasonable distance away from the wall, and create as much force as you can. Two-handed press to the wall and back. So guys, the purpose of the chest press to the wall is all about being able to maintain and stabilize through your core and your spine whilst creating force in other areas. Okay, so although the golf swing is rotational, the ability to work from the knees, which obviously takes out a lot of the power of the legs, puts the focus on the core, the ability to then stabilize that movement as we press is going to help us to resist any deviation from our posture, any movement relative to the forces of the golf swing that you might experience as you go through. So if your core and spine can't stay in posture, what you're going to find is that your stability is going to go. We'll quite often come out of that because we're not strong enough to stay in the posture. And once we find that, we're going up, down, the levels of the swing become very difficult. Okay, so by working this pattern here and building the strength to maintain, you're going to do a much better job of being able to stay in posture, work into the core, work around the spine, and deliver the force as opposed to release it. Okay, so in terms of an efficient golf swing, we want to create as much force through sequence as we can. And the idea is that we're strong enough here to deliver all of that potential energy we've created up through the kinematic sequence and throughout the swing. Without the strength through here and the ability to maintain our spine angle, it's all lost because our energy is going a different way. We're not storing it, we're not using that potential, we're letting it go. Okay guys, so just by working that position from the knees, press, lots of work going on here, building up the core, building up the abs, and it'll help you golf swing. Okay guys, movement number 3 is going to be the split stance, rotational, vertical slant. Alright, it's a combination of a couple of things, but by working in the split stance position, the lunge style position, you're creating a bit of a different variation through the hips, and a very different variation in terms of your balance and proprioception of the ground. Okay, so because the weight is going to be distributed differently on either side, you're going to have to balance yourself around that posture a little differently. Okay, add in the vertical lift and slam down, and then you start to create a different movement pattern that is going to help you to learn how to stabilize through a different range of motion, how to create force up and down without losing your posture or losing your connection to the ground, all of which is going to give you a massive transfer over to your swing because you're going to be more balanced and you're going to have more understanding of force creation. So, when you work into this movement, guys, obviously work both sides, you're looking equal reps as you go, and you're looking to sit down into a lunge style pattern. Okay, so once you're in that lunge pattern, you're going to make sure your weight is evenly distributed between your legs, and you're going to take it from the inside of your lead leg, lift, extend, and slam down to the outside. Okay, similar to everything else, I want you to try and be able to catch the ball so you can then bring it back around for the next rep, slam, and go. You want a nice big range of motion. I want you to still stay connected to the ground despite less of a connection, and I want you to be able to create that force, guys. So guys, in terms of crossover for the split stance, what you're going to find is the ability to maintain posture and hip stability whilst the club travels up and then back down. Again, these are all things that people look for in a swing, particularly all the best players. Now, make sure when they start the downswing, their first movement is down. Okay, they're going to start transferring the weight to the left, but they have to go down into the ground so that when that club comes down, they extend it up. And that's that peak force. That's where the force comes out of the ground, your ground force reactions, and that's where we can really snap that club down, because the speed created here, when we come up, club goes down, is where that maximal, optimal point is, guys, okay? So by working with the split stance, because we have to lift the ball up and then slam it down, we're going to try and find a similar thing in the swing through that hip stability, where we get nice, tall, high backswing, we go down into it, and then extend back up and through, okay? The added stability and joint integrity of being in that split stance will massively aid your balance, your coordination, and your connection to the ground, guys, alright? It's all good. Okay guys, we move into number 4, and this is going to be your straight up medicine ball slam. Okay, we're going to lift it up high, and we'll slam it down into the ground as hard as we can, alright? So this is working that kinematic sequence again, where we create power through the hips, through the torso, and release with the arms, which again is that direct correlation over to the golf swing. With this here, I would look to use a slightly heavier weight, and I would use this as a strength and power exercise, or we just absolutely maximize output, guys, alright? So this one's going to be really simple. Two-hand pickup, obviously keep your form on the way down as well, even picking the ball up. We don't want to round our back, we want to be in a nice hinge position, posterior chain active, as we extend up, and then try and feel a little bit of lag, just like the golf swing. As we go up, it gets above the head, we start to pull down into the ground. So it's a great transfer over to power. We get up to the top, we pull down into the ground, we squat, we slam, release the arms real powerful, guys, alright? So maximal speed, put as much power into the ground as possible. You're not really looking to catch this one. It's down, pick it up, down, pick it up. So, nice tall extension, get above the head, snap the hips, and actually slam it down into the ground with all the speed you've got. So you'll notice here, you come up onto the tiptoes, and then squat down into the ground, right? It's that vertical into the ground that's going to make a massive difference to your power output. So the big correlation up to the swing here, as we mentioned, is the ability to create power through the sequence, but also through into the ground. Okay, so the sequence of the golf swing, when we're in a good position, you're going to see the hips lead, the club lag, and then lead into the ball. Okay, much the same with the slam ball in a much easier fashion. In that particular way, we're snapping the hips, pulling with the torso, arms go, and then hands release. It's the same movement pattern as the swing, with a little bit less technique, guys, okay? The other factor is being able to reconnect with the ground once we've gone vertical, okay? So, with the ball, we lift as high as we can, we squat down. That downward motion is massively beneficial to your golf swing if we use it correctly, guys, alright? So, as we come down to the swing, from the top, we don't just want to turn, because this club's going to get pulled out, and we're going to head across the ball. What we're looking to do is go to the top, we work down into the ground. That's that shallow motion that everybody wants. Obviously, got to work the hands correctly as well. As we go down into the ground, we then turn and rotate. That's that spring, that's that power out of the ground, and that's going to give you all the power you could want, guys, alright? We start to use the big muscles, we start to create the right sequence, and that is maximal output, guys, alright? It's going to give you efficiency, it's going to give you power. Pretty fun to do as well, guys, alright? Just get slamming. So guys, our fifth and final movement is going to be the vertical med ball jump. Okay, so this is just about having the spring in your speed to create vertical force that then we can turn into rotational force to power our golf swing, guys, alright? So, in terms of executing this movement well, we're looking to create as much force as we can, raise the ball up, raise your body up, improve that speed. Okay, so, in terms of execution, set up well into the ball. You're looking to hinge and keep a really nice straight back, alright? So keep your lats engaged, no rounding whatsoever. You want to be well grounded and in a good position, chest over the ball. From that point there, just pure acceleration. Push your feet into the ground, get as tall as you can, and just let the ball leave your hands as we get to that peak point of acceleration. Whilst maintaining that spine angle and that pressure, the ability to create force through the ground is what all athletes need. We need that speed, we need that power, and the ability to contract quickly to create as much force as we can in a short period of time, guys, alright? So those are our 5 movements, guys. If you start working on those in the gym, you will feel better, you will create more speed, and you will hit the ball further, guys, alright? It's a win-win, because you do this in the gym or at home, you're going to have a great time too, okay? Have fun with it, but make sure when you're working, in terms of weight, rep ranges, intensity, we're focusing on power and speed output, okay? So don't use a ball that's too heavy so that we're really labouring through, because you're not creating that speed profile that we're looking for. And also, don't go to the absolute point of fatigue where the last few reps are just working through I want everyone to be crisp, I want everyone to be full speed, so you get the maximal output, guys, alright? So take a rest between sets, mix up the movements as you go, and always use an appropriate load for maximal output, okay? There's that sweet spot for everyone. We're looking to go as heavy as possible, whilst maintaining max speed. That's where the gains are at, guys, alright? Put this into your workout. Make sure you're hitting this 2 to 3 times a week if you get the chance, because you're going to see some awesome performance gains when you get out to the course, guys, alright? Match it up to your swing, match it up to your goals, and make sure that training is a part of your practice each and every week, guys, alright? Subscribe to the channel, check us out on social media, and become part of the community, guys, alright? We are bringing golf fitness to you and the world in a completely different way. We want you to be a part of it. Get out, work hard, and be the athlete, guys.